It is Friday night, October 14th, and I am exhausted. I recently posted a LinkedIn post about spoon theory, and it's this idea that some of us who have disabilities or chronic illnesses start out the day with limited spoons. And so if we know, and so like every activity takes up some spoons. So if we know some activity is going to take up a lot of spoons, we might take some extra time to rest beforehand to ensure that we have enough spoons throughout the day. And today was one of those days where I'm getting ready to travel next week. So I feel like I'm just kind of like squeezing everything in. But overall, it was a good day. I got to speak in a LinkedIn audio room about how I think about creating content, which is, I don't really plan that much. And I'm now of the mindset that like, I'd rather just put out some content than try to make it all look perfect. And yeah. And then I had a prep call for the engagement that I'm doing next week. And then I actually headed up from Inglewood to Burbank for a shoot. And it was cool because the driver who picked me up was like, "Oh, is the shoot for like a Netflix show?" And I was like, "I wish." But I'm getting featured in this series that's going to come out in a couple of months. Just digging more into my story. But I think I got there around like 12:30, and then we finished filming around 3:30. So I was like talking for 3 hours. And then there was so much traffic getting back, and I had been invited to this dinner. So I like went from Burbank down to Inglewood, back up to back up to Hollywood, and then showed up at the dinner, and I was just exhausted. So today is just one of those examples. I'm really glad that it's Friday and that I get the weekend to rest. But usually I don't schedule so many things happening on one day. And it was interesting because as we were ending the dinner, a couple of people had to leave to go to the next thing that they had planned for Friday night. And so I try not to overbook myself, but I'm also like not that much of an initiator. So I'm always like down to hang, but like not do too many things. So I'm excited to go home and have the weekend to rest a little bit. But it was a pretty eventful day, and I'm glad that we could make everything work that we needed to. And yesterday, Thursday, I feel like sometimes I just have those days where my whole calendar is packed with like different, it's still filming. My whole calendar is packed with like different meetings and stuff. And so by the end of the day, I was like, Sandbox, which is this community that I'm a part of, was kind of like hosting like a wine night. And I was on the fence as to whether or not I would go because I hadn't even taken a shower yet. But I ended up taking a shower and I ended up going, and I'm so glad that I went. And I just posted an Instagram post about this, but reflecting on my LA experience so far, like I use the word colorful, but one of my friends used the word expansive to describe just the variety of things that I've gotten to do while I've been here. So it was a good day, and I'm looking forward to the weekend. And that is my update. I hope you all have a good weekend as well.